Kayle is currently doing really well in the top lane, and in the past has been a great option to pick up as a support champ. She has some good range poke options, a double heal, and one of the best ultimates in the game to save any champion. There is more to her than meets the eye, so let's take a look. Now here is the disclaimer. I play a lot of off-meta champions. That's what this channel's about. And usually scaling champions aren't the best to pick because you don't get to really scale up as much, but she still does. However, she really does struggle in the early game. Your early laning phase is just not good. It's just really not. The heal that you have is actually very good because in lane the enemy is poking both of you and you have a chance to heal both of you. Your W is a health and speed boost for both you and your ally, so you never have to choose between either healing you or healing yourself. You just always choose them and you both get the benefits. Now in your laning phase you have your E to poke for no cost, you have your Q to poke, slow, and reduce the resistances of your enemies, but honestly you still do lack a lot of damage and you usually will spend a majority of your time being pushed in, healing, and waiting until level 6. Now once you do hit level 6 you now have an amazing advantage in being able to keep your ADC alive. Now this doesn't mean that you should just engage willy-nilly, but you can now actually win fights which you were previously not because you have that time of invulnerability. Now laning is mostly just damage control, trying not to die and feed. Post 6 and post laning is really where you shine. There are times when you can get your ADC fed and there are times where you can't, but the good thing about the post laning is that you can change your focus on the most fed player on the team. You still want to stay with your normal rotation, stay with your ADC, but what you want to do is make sure that our most fed champion continues to get solo XP if they're a solo laner. Now hey, later in the game we are still Kayle and we're going to scale up and become something that isn't just an enchanter but can be a force to be reckoned with. But even so, most of the time we still aren't going to be the most fed champion, so we're still going to want to use our ult on our most fed ally. So just keep that in mind. You'll deal damage but you're not the hero of the team. Now for runes, in my games I messed up. I wanted to go green tree for more survivability and didn't think she would need the regular Kayle runes to keep her going, but I was wrong. You should have fleet for even more healing in lane, triumph for healing on kills, alacrity for attack speed and cut down because you aren't going to really have a ton of health. I do believe that green is a good secondary tree for revitalize for extra healing and bone plating for survivability, but man, if I'm not the biggest grass simp out there, I wanted it to work. Now for items where you can get something unconventional, we're getting moonstone because it's actually a great pickup because mostly during the early game we're just going to be healing for a good portion and that way you get some good use out of it. From there you just want to get regular Kayle items so you can level up, scale, do your Kayle thing. However, since you aren't going to be scaling like normal, not going to be farming, I do believe it's key to get defense stats on your offensive items. You want to make sure it's doing both because you want to try and optimize for the longer sustained fight since you are probably not going to be dealing as high damage as if you were in the top lane. Now it does make me sad that unlike our other recent videos we didn't get the enemies to rage or quit, but it isn't what this pick is about. And honestly I was playing the games and thinking, is this really working? Is this going to be good? But that might just be because I'm a very early game aggressive player and we just kept winning, especially when we got into the late game. Now in the game that I'm going to show you, we're a Vel'Koz Kayle bot lane, which is also a bit weaker than just having a regular ADC early because we don't have that high sustained damage that the ADC brings. We get questioned for our pick, but then our mid lane is actually doing very good at this point. Comes down to help with the Dragon Denial. We kill the Thresh. We kill the Lucian, we don't get the dragon unfortunately, and now it's our Ahri's turn to overstay. But hey, it's a trade kill and things could have gone worse. Now that doesn't mean things are all fine and dandy. We are still getting pushed under our tower, and after our Vel'Koz dies from a dive, we are able to pick up a return kill at the cost of our own life. But I think that's worth it at this point because we are still behind and we scale, baby. But this is also when things get interesting. Now we are both level 6 and that's a big power spike for Vel'Koz and a great assist for me. Our Vel'Koz gets his own pick and we are there in time to give him a heal for that assist. And oh how the turns have tabled. We're the ones pushing, we're the ones getting kills, we're the ones setting up for dives, but also it still doesn't go well. However, the overstay beast is a hard one to knock away and Lucian is no exception.
A few moments later.
We are back in lane and our Vel'Koz is getting caught by the Thresh, but we are also able to keep Lucian's attention because we're between him and the fight. But this is where our ult comes in handy because he uses everything on me. And that means he is unable to follow up with that thresh, so I'm alive because I pressed one button and we get another kill. And we don't actually get tower, but our laning phase is over. Our Ahri's really ahead and she wants to swap lanes, so we give her the ability to get that side lane pressure on. We take that and take an objective, take a tower, miss out on a kill, but then we're back bot to help with a pick on our Kayn. We use our heal speed boost to keep our Ahri close to him, and then she's just able to finish him off. And because of this, we just want to stay with her bot lane. We get the tower, push on another, then we get ganked, but we're able to keep the enemy from getting a shutdown because of our ult. Then next up, we don't really help, but we're there for moral support and get another kill for that Ahri. Then it's time for the final push. And that's it. We did it. We won the game. And if you're looking for a champion that does excel in the early game and isn't hard to pick up, check out this video where we try out our Wukong support. Talk to you later.